Hi there, this is Josh Tibble again with Ramrest Performance Horses. This is day one, video two. I'm going to go ahead and be saddling him right now and showing y'all how I would start a colt saddling. The reason I'm doing this on day one, I don't always do it on day one with the colt. It just depends on the horse. But this horse here, Champ, he's a little bit more advanced. He's had a little bit more groundwork than I get sometimes with horses. And it's correct groundwork. I want to clarify that it's correct groundwork. As y'all can see in the first one, he kind of knew what to do a little bit. Had to refresh him on a couple of things, but for the most part, he knew what to do, send around and things like that. So that's real important. It makes my job a little easier, a little faster. But I'm going to show you today, like I said, how to start one with a saddle. And so let me get my pad and introduce him to a pad, and then we'll get him saddled up and go from there. Okay, see there, he's pretty calm with it, and some horses will be day one. It just depends. I've started some horses that are, never been around anything, and they're just kind of fractious. What I mean by that is they're kind of scared of every little old thing, and so you got to just baby them along and chip away at it. But I'm just going to show you what I would do. I'm going to let him smell it, take it away, and then let him smell it again, and then I'll just go to rubbing him with it where he's comfortable at. See, I'm gonna get him right there on his face and all that. He's pretty comfortable. Just rub him on his neck. I'll take it, kind of open it up, and just go up on his side, rub him on his side. Keeping a little bit of rhythm going here doing that. Just get to where I can toss it up there. He's just standing there, so this is going to go pretty smooth, as you can tell, which is good. It's always good. See, he's been prepared for this. I like to get him ready like that. There you go. Good boy, Champ. Now he hears this saddle squeak and he's like, oh, what's all this noise, So that's a little more of a reaction you're going to probably get on a horse for the first time. So that's good. I'll let him smell it. Let him just sniff on it a little bit, get used to it. That's how a horse figures out, things. That's how they, check out things, as they go and kind of smell on it and things like that. That's another reason I get them really soft, is if they want to take off or something, you could bump them back or soften them right here, something like that to keep them from going forward at you. He let me just put it on. Sometimes you would have to, do a little bit more. I would keep the pad off first and just do what I did with the pad with the saddle, and then put the pad and then the saddle on. But he let me go ahead and do that, and I kind of knew he would, so that's the reason I did that. Okay. Walk around here. Get my century. Now this horse here, he's a great grandson of Shining Spark. He's out of some reining horses. That's why he's more compact, kind of short and just kind of old school looking, kind of stocky built and everything. Pretty nice minded horse so far that I've seen. I really like him a lot. I just kind of move that around him just a little bit, make sure it's going to sit right there in the center of his back, and just get him used to, moving up on his back a little bit. Now I'm going to take and come under and just touch him with that cinch a little bit. Make sure he's good with that. And the desensitizing with the stick and string, you can do even more of that right here on this area. especially if you don't know the horse or don't know what it's going to do. I would take and throw it around and just seesaw it right there on their chest a little bit. And that helps get them used to that. But it's kind of the same process right there. I'm just making sure he's not going to freak out when the cinch touches him. And I'm not going to cinch him up real tight first. I'm just going to get it snug enough that it's not going to let the saddle, you know, fall off. And I'm just going to let him sniff it. Okay, now straighten it. I'm just going to get it tight enough that it don't fall off when he moves, but not so tight right off the bat because I don't want to spook him. Right there, I don't want him moving. So when he goes to move, I'm just going to soften on him. See? Now he's kind of being a little bit more stubborn. There you go. I'm going to make sure he gets soft. If you need to, bump him or just hold it right there. And here in just a minute, he'll give. Just be real patient with him. There, good boy. Good boy. Just want to make sure he's really soft because he's kind of telling me he wanted to do something that I didn't really want him to do. He wanted to walk off. I didn't want him to do that. I want to sit right there. It's real important when you're getting them, teaching them to saddle for the first time especially, that you get them just to stand there as still as possible and know it's not going to hurt them because, you know, that translates later on when you go to saddle one. You don't want to have to be chasing the sucker around all the time. There. Now on the back girth, I did the same thing as the front one. I just bump them a little bit before I ever cinch it up. That way they get used to that feel right there. I don't want them getting spooky. But he let me do that. That's where the stick and string or, you know, your buggy whip, whatever you got, you know, to desensitize them with, that's where it comes in real handy. Just rubbing all over them, it gets them used to the saddling bit too. So. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to soften on him in just a minute. You'll be surprised, sometimes the horse won't be as soft with the saddle on their back for the first time as they was without it, just because it's something new and they're kind of scared. See right there, he's really, really stiff. The other side, I would say was his good side. He's really, really stiff, but he give it that time, so that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to soften on him. I'm going to get him to follow his nose around. So. That's really good. It gets them to do so. It gives them a little job, and that's their first move with the saddle on their back. It gives them a little job, and it kind of takes that, if they wanted to buck away from them. I don't really mind them so much bucking the first time I saddle them, but after the first time I don't want them doing it anymore if possible. But I'd rather them not ever buck. I'd rather them not ever buck. So if I can give them a little job, a lot of times their mind's on something else. They won't buck, and it's starting to teach them something as well, is to not buck, that the saddle's not going to hurt them, and also to follow their nose. So that's why I do that. I just do it a couple times each way to make sure, and he's starting to get real soft, follow his nose around, give me his hindquarters. Just puts their energy into something else besides bucking, being scared. Now I'm going to back him up. Good. And there you go. There you have it. That'd be what I do on the first day of saddling. See y'all next time.